Alright, so this is the mess we got inside here. I've undone a lot of the wires just to clear them up. So I see this is not heat shrunk, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and replace that. We don't want any issues while we're inside of there. Once we're in here, we might as well take care of all the problems that can possibly occur. So I'm just gonna cut this little middleman out, which is fine because that's gonna expose more, or not more, better wire, cleaner wire. I asked the guy if he wanted new wire. He said no. Probably because he's cheap and he doesn't want to pay for it. So when you're dealing with boats, you put everything marine grade heat shrink butt connectors. It just allows no water to pass inside there, corrode your wires, burn the wires out, short the wires. Like I tell you, right tool for the right job. You don't have to be the best technician in the world, because God knows I'm not. But you do the best you can. People come from all over to pay me to do their boats, to do their ATVs, their jobs, their welding. Like I said, I'm not the best, but I am pretty good. Now we'll take a torch to it without, staying in one spot too long, without burning the wire itself, and you'll see that thing melt right around it. These torches are pretty cheap. They're refillable. I like this one. I can set it, well, generally I can set it upright and work around it. So now, you don't have to make it look nice, but just from experience, you get a lot happier client. You can usually tell what everything is, where it goes. You don't have to start trying to trace wires, track them down. Now all I'm going to do here is make sure they're, for the most part, pretty even. They're not at all. Then I'm just going to feed them inside of a drill. Tighten them down, without damaging the wire, obviously. Just want to twist them. And you can get a pretty good twist on them to where they look nice. Make sure that don't happen. I'll just do this just to kind of get some type of memory on them. Now I'll release it. And my drill here, and that looks pretty good. Then I'll go ahead and unbind a couple little pieces. Wherever my zip ties went, there they are. Just lock this end in to make sure it doesn't untwist. I'll go back and clip all these later, but you want to make sure everything's out of the way. Do this now because it's a pain in the butt to do later. And that's going to go on the other side of that ground strap. I'm just going to try and keep this as clean and neat as possible. Now I'll go through later and tie all these other wires this guy's got. I don't know what idiot did this, but it looks like junk. At least my work will look good, and the clients generally appreciate it. So now when tying these into the new pump, it's fairly straightforward. You got a positive and a negative. You're gonna see two red lines coming in and one red line coming out. It's not necessarily that there's two red lines coming in. So one's gonna go to, I think that's a pressure switch. One's gonna come out of, once again, what I think is a pressure switch. It's gonna come out into the motor. Now that's gonna be your live, your positive. Then you got a negative coming straight out. And you have on here, obviously, red and a black. Connect the red to the red, the black to the black, and that's it. It's pretty straightforward. Some people will get confused. It's not a big deal. Just relax, take your time, double think about everything, because you know it's easy to make mistakes. Crimp them down good and tight. That one all the way through, crimp them down good and tight.